Hi everyone, it's Diane coming to you from the Dallas Metroplex. And yes, I am in my car, believe it or not. No surprise there. It's Lucky Gardenia's Dashboard Confessional, and Elvis is in the building. We are good. We are good to go. I do have the tripod. We don't have much of a glare going on, so got that in our favor. I almost did this video from the house, better than the grocery parking lot, but I had all these bags of clothes. I'm weeding through all my belongings, and I had 6 bags of things to donate this round, and I have tons of books sitting by my front door that I was thinking about half-price books or just donating them. I think I'm just going to donate them. So, but there are a ton of books. I love books. Anyway, got halfway dressed today to come. I had to come to the pharmacy. I'm down to the 10th day to come pick up this prescription. So, time is up, guys. Anyway, let's see. Have you ever had a top where you don't know whether it looks better to tuck it in or leave it untucked? Anyway, this one's kind of low cut, so I'm trying to make sure my bra's not showing. Anyway, just a little kind of retro, kind of camisole looking top, and then I love these jeans, and then I actually have on sandals. I don't have on my Converse or Doc Martens, believe it or not. I wish I could hold this steadier. Let's see how I can do this. Okay, I'll brace my arm. Anyway, I had to make it now because I'm about to go in to pick up a prescription, but it is at a grocery store, so I'm going to get things out of the freezer section. Believe it or not. I swear, even my daughter swears by it, that I can doctor up a frozen dinner better than anybody. I'm the Sara Lee of frozen dinners. And my favorite base that I start with for right now is Healthy Choice. I think it's chicken with cheese ravioli and marinara sauce. Anyway, what I found with frozen dinners is the meat is always suspect. You know, I will not eat any meat that's gristly. So I had one the other day that was some type of pot roast, I think, and it became a vegetarian meal because the meat was like unedible. And I think it was like a Marie Callender's, whatever her name is, and it's actually very low calorie, which was surprising. But like I said, it became a vegetarian meal, and thank goodness I added some frozen peas to it, and I made some rice, some jasmine rice, I believe, and then like I've told you the other day, is that I've been loving these sweet potato patties that I've gotten at Walmart, and I just put them in the microwave for 2 minutes, put on some light butter, and I don't know, to me they're delicious, and so fast. Anyway, I added broccoli too, so I got some greens in there. I'm sorry, this is so unstable. How's that? Any better? Let's see. So yeah, let me get back to my meal. So it's Healthy Choice. It's chicken with cheese ravioli, marinara sauce. Pulled out all the chicken before it even cooked. Threw in some frozen peas. Then I got I think it's Baratelli marinara, but it's rustic. So it has like, the vegetables are roughly cut. It's not fine cut. And it is delicious. And I ground some beef, some low-fat ground beef, and added that to make it a meat sauce. And voila, I added a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and Lucy's been liking a little cheddar cheese with her soft food, so I threw a little bit of cheddar cheese on there, and it was perfect. And I actually get at least 2 meals out of it, and it's better than I could make on my own, so you know that's good. And what else have I been loving? I actually bought, you know, I'm an ice cream person. I actually bought, they didn't have chocolate chip Bluebell. And so we had a crisis. There was not a single chocolate or vanilla dryers. No chocolate chip Bluebell. So I got cookies and cream. And I mean, I think they were one of the originals with cookies and cream. I'm hoping this taping. Anyway, got home and there's just too much. It's too, what's the word? Convoluted for me. There's another brand where you can see the chunks of cookie in there, and it's not just like blendered or put in a blender and I'll finally chop Oreos and the whole thing is like a mishmash. It's like, I know I shouldn't be talking about calories, but I'm not going to waste calories on something that, for that amount of calories, it should be darn good. So it's like, okay, I'm on a quest to find the elusive chocolate chip in some brand. Anyway, so that's going to be one of the things I'm looking for, and some more of those ravioli. You know me, I kind of get on a kick since it's just me cooking for myself. So that's what I've cooked up lately, and it's really delicious. And then I, you know, wasn't eating the cookies and cream for dessert, so I did have some, oh, who is it? Stillwell or something, tapioca. And Mom used to make tapioca, and it used to be like an instant. You put a couple tablespoons in some water, let it boil, let it set, and it kind of like oatmeal becomes, you know, tapioca. And who knows where tapioca comes from? Probably from a pod. I'm thinking a pod. Anyway, you know me, I'm doctoring everything up. So you got your Cool Whip, a little dab of that. Take a little graham cracker crust, crumble it up. I got a little graham cracker in there. Throw a little coconut, and a vanilla wafer or two, and it's like you've got a pie, a coconut pie. Anyway, this is where my brain is working on what I'm gonna eat and what I'm gonna doctor up. So anyway, yeah, I'm the Sarah Lee of frozen dinners, self-proclaimed, but I think I used to do it to Stouffer's chicken a la king, and what else was there? There's spaghetti. I can do a lot with the Stouffer's lasagna. And anyway, you're getting my drift. I'm sure everybody does this, but just sharing what's going on in my wild, crazy life, because it is just so crazy right now. Crazy that I'm going bat, you know what, crazy being locked up in my house all the time, trying to social distance, so when Miss Isabella shows up that I'm healthy to, you know, meet my first granddaughter. Anyway, oh, I don't think I showed you, no surprise here. Oh, I should have taken the Fitbit off. Turquoise, leather, pearls, seawater, you know, freshwater pearls, turquoise. Anyway, see, I got so many hot topics here. I'm sure it's just breathtaking. Anyway, update on Baby Watch. It was supposed to be around mid-October, and then things kind of changed Monday. She's going to come a little bit sooner. They're going to induce which my daughter's not really thrilled about. You know, she's been hearing some not wonderful tellings of the real deal, what happens. So, and being a first baby, I'm sure labor's not, you know, everything's not set up to go. So she is being watched, and hopefully sweet little Isabella is going to be here in a matter of about 10 days or so. So, ordered some little bitty tiny Pampers, and I figure if she's, I'm having to get educated on all this stuff, and I had to look up at what a pack and play was just a minute ago, but Pampers, I mean, back in my day we did have disposable diapers, but Lord, I was watching the little bitty ones because Miss Isabella's itty bitty, and I felt a little bit better. I know my daughter's, Rob was like 6'3", I was 6'7", 6 pounds 7 ounces. Jen was 6 pounds 9 ounces, and then I heard that my niece's children were 5 pounds and something. So I think our family just has smaller babies, and I'm thinking Carlos's family may too. So we're hoping that she's just going to be a little delicate flower is what I'm thinking. And the special gift from overseas has not shown up yet. I'm sure it's in customs somewhere, and I'm like, we're getting down to the wire. I'm hoping it does show up. So the lookout for the special delivery, not from the store, but from the Ukraine, is still on. And as soon as Miss Isabella shows up and I get to bestow it on the sweet baby, I will be sharing pictures of what I'm talking about in code. Anyway, I know it's going to be delightful. I am just certain. So I'm looking forward to that. What else is going on? I think I told you last video that everyone gathered at Rob and Carlos's, and final touches on the house. She sent me pictures. A second crew, her dad and stepmom came over, and I think stepsister, and picked up where we left off on Saturday, and the room is just adorable. And Robin sent me pictures, and she's got 2 big framed pictures, and it's illustrated or painted, a rabbit, a brown bunny from the front, and then from the other pictures from the back end. It is adorable. Just perfection. She got it on Etsy, had it printed out and framed, and looks perfect. There was something else I was going to tell you about Miss Isabella, and it's totally escaping me. Oh, so much has changed. And Robin and Carlos got to do the 3D sonogram or whatever. It's 4D. She said 4D, and I'm like, what the heck's 4D? So hopefully they're going to send her some link in a day or so, and Grandma Birdie wants to see what 4D is. Anybody know what 4D is? I've heard of 5D, and that's kind of like in another universe where we're all connected. I don't know that concept, but 4D? 3D is like in total, right? Maybe it just like goes all the way around. Anyway, I would love to hear. Well, of course I could Google it, Yahoo it here. But yeah, I think that's everything on the baby front. And oh, the other thing, just an observation from this native Texan. I was just talking to Robin. She was walking. She has been so consistent on working out, walking. She is just a powerhouse, is all I gotta say. I don't think I was doing all that back when, 38 years ago. So she'll bounce back from this pregnancy, no problem. Anyway, I'm just looking for a healthy mom and baby. So if you're believe in power of prayer, which I certainly do, and I certainly ask you to keep Robin and sweet baby Isabella in your prayers, that, you know, that everything goes smoothly, everyone's safe, and good at the end of this delivery. So that's what I'm praying for, and would sure appreciate any prayers out there. I know I've reached out to several of my people I'm in contact either by phone or by texting, or I am on Facebook, and, you know, kind of been giving them some backstory of what's going on, and everyone's been so supportive and praying. And anyway, power of prayer, guys. I almost was down on my knees the last couple of days. Just, you know, we're getting down to the wire, and, you know, you just take for granted how that everything's going to be fine, and I'm just praying it so. So anyway, this is a long-awaited baby. And oh, the other thing I was going to tell you from just a perspective of observation, and this is just in my little Texas town. It's not that little, guys, it's a suburb of Dallas, but there was a time when all these Valero gas stations and convenience stores were popping up. And there was one that must have been privately held, and it was just going downhill. Anyway, it totally went out of business. And I mean, you could tell it was coming, because you'd go up to the gas pumps and nothing would be in them. You know, maybe one tank was filled. So all in all, somebody bought it, and now it's a 7-Eleven. And I swear, in this little town of street corners, I've seen 3 brand new 7-Elevens pop up. And I was just talking to my daughter, my oldest daughter, Robin, and she's like, you know, they're getting a new QT. We've got one of those too, but it's like, I grew up with 7-Eleven. I grew up riding my bike to 7-Eleven, getting candy. You know, I have a sweet tooth. I was going to get the candy whether mom was going to take me or not. And, or Slurpees. This was like high-tech treats. You know, a Coke Slurpee or a cherry Coke. And nowadays, there's no way I'd drink a cherry Coke. But, yeah, and I even think about a Slurpee, and I don't even think they're that delicious. But, you know, it was just new. And, you know, I've been pretty candid about how old I am. I'm 61, not quite and a half, and owning it. I am owning it. I'm trying to rock my 60s, second chapter of life, still working it out, figuring it out, but sure, like my dad said, sure beats the alternative, and that's certainly the case. And anyway, I was charting out how many days till baby Isabella. And I know y'all are thinking I'm just gone baby crazy, but I'm sorry. So I've kind of mapped out how many days, and I'm marking how many days are gone and how many we have left. I think we have 10. Anyway, 7-Elevens are coming back, and I feel kind of good about that. It's making a resurgence back from my day. And you know, I saw a posting on some group I'm on. It's like, okay, if you were in a Soul Train dance line, and this is going to test how old you are. If you watch Soul Train as a teenager, it said, what would you be dancing down the line? And Soul Train was hip music. They do this part of the show where they would split in half, you know, 2 different lines, and then couples would go down, or singles would go down the center dancing. And so I'm thinking about, you know, what I'm going to write in there, and come to find out, I read it a little bit closer. fine print and all. It said a GIF, no words, just a GIF. And I never use GIFs, guys. So I'm searching for, I'm thinking disco. The only disco I can think of is John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. And someone had already used that, so I thought, okay, I don't want to be redundant. So I thought, okay, what would I do? I'm like, belly dancer, I'm a good shimmier. I can shimmy up top, I can shimmy my hips. And so I searched by shimmying, dance shimmy, or belly dance shimmy, and I found one. And probably a hip one would have been more accurate of what I truly do. Or I do both, right? I mean, you might as well throw everything you have down on the line when you're going down the Soul Train. But would love to hear in the comments if you watch Soul Train, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I thought that was clever. Of course, you know, we're looking for anything to keep us entertained. And my entertainment coming up is the Dallas Cowboy game. The Stars are in the Stanley Cup. They've only won one and they've lost the last two, so pulling for them. I think that's probably on Friday. And then Cowboys play up in the Seahawks up in, what is that, Seattle? And obviously they have nobody in their stadium. And when the Cowboys played this last Sunday, there was, I think, 20,000 people in the stand. It's a huge stadium, but they can open up, open air. So I think they have more latitude in probably Texas guidelines. Well, Seattle, at least to my knowledge and what they've been saying on all these talk shows, I've been listening to podcasts on, or watching some videos on talk shows on football, guys. This is how I'm at my line of trying to entertain myself. So I'm looking forward to the Cowboys, but they're playing up there, and you know, any football fan, I'm trying to think of the right word, fanatic, knows that stadium up there, you know, that's the factor. It's like Green Bay. You know, you have to factor in crazy loud fans and go to a silent count or whatever they call it. But I don't think any fans are going to be in that stadium. I mean, I think they pipe in some type of noise blocking so the other team can't hear the calls. But so it kind of takes part of their little hometown advantage away. I mean, because it really is a factor in their games. Plus, they're darn good. So we squeaked out that last one, and my Dak Prescott, I was listening to a show on it, and you know, they were saying it's kind of like my hair. You're either really for it or you're really not. You know, it's I'm not a middle of the road person. You're either in or you're out. You either love the way I dress, or you probably think I'm crazy the way I dress. So I'm not a middle of the road, and I guess that means I'm hitting the mark on not being a beige person. That's my aim. So you're gonna have some haters, and oh, that does come to mind that some of the bigger known popular YouTubers have been talking about how, as much as you try not to have negative comments or, you know, thumbs down or lose subscribers impact you, it does. You know, we're human. And I wish I didn't care so much, but it does kind of hurt your feelings. And, you know, when I do see a thumbs down, I'm thinking, you know, I really never do a thumbs down. And I usually, unless it's just horrendous service, I don't do a bad survey. Because I used to be a manager in a Fortune 100 company's customer service, and we did surveys. And unless someone is excellent, I do a survey and let them know how excellent the care I received and that they deserve recognition, or unless it's just terrible. It takes a lot for, I have a high threshold for toleration for things, and it's got to be really bad for me to complain. And I'm not the one to be sending things back to the kitchen at the restaurant or yelling because it's taken so long. Life's too short, guys. Anyway, so I don't know how I went down that rabbit trail, but I did. Anyway, I think I'm running low on what I can talk about. I've been working on the apartment, which needs to be organized. Organization is not my core strength, and spending lots of time with Lucy. I don't know how much more time I have with her, and she's just such a dear, and she's been sleeping so close to me. It just kind of makes me scared that she's not feeling good. And I know she's freaking out because I'm gone. And, because she's gotten used to me being home. Heck, it's been almost 6 months, guys. 6 months. If I had known this from the get-go, I would have been truly freaking out, because this whole pandemic crisis has really, anyone that deals with anxiety or depression or any of those type of mental type of challenges, this is really tapping into some problem areas, and especially living alone. Just getting out of the house. I watched a girl I really enjoy from Canada. Her name's Nitty, and she deals with anxiety and depression, has shared how last year was just a terrible challenge for her, and you would never have known it. She just kind of disappeared off of YouTube, and that always just frightens me when someone is like a consistent content deliverer and then they disappear. You wonder, are they sick? Are they ill? What happened? Are they still on this earth? There was one young girl that's from the area that went to college, and she does a booktube, and she plays a ukulele. One of the people who kind of put the idea in my head to play the ukulele, she disappeared for a while. And I'm like, holy cow, what happened to her? After losing a son-in-law to a tragic car accident, things can happen in a split second. And it's like, you worry about them. And anyway, she disappeared. And then, I'm thinking, oh, she went through a bad breakup. What's happened? Anyway, it just was a tough year for her emotionally. And it just kind of all came to a head like it does at times. And she had good, strong people that loved her, that helped her work through that. But she was saying how this is challenging, but she's getting out in nature, and she has a friend, and they go hiking. They live up in, I don't know if it's Alberta or Montreal or where, actually up in Canada, but beautiful. It's gorgeous. And driving a couple hours, like 2.5 hours, to go on hikes in these beautiful, like, greenery and water and boulders, but they're social distancing. I was wondering why they were taking shots, of one person going and standing kind of on the overhang, which, guys, if you're ever in the Grand Canyon and you're with a loved one or some mate that you think loves you, and you're taking pictures next to the edge of the cliff, and they're saying, back up, can't get you in the picture, run. Because you may be about to be pushed. Anyway, that's just my brain. But it does happen. Someone marries you for your money or whatever, and just like, let's get rid of this one. No divorce needed. Just have all the assets and get rid of her. Anyway, I wondered why they were taking pictures or videotaping the way they were, and they were social distancing. I'm like, bless their hearts. Oh, and I just passed a band, a school band, and a marching band. Texas We got Friday Night Lights. We're drill team. Anyone that follows me on Instagram or Facebook knows former Apache Belle. Always Apache Belle. Once a Belle, always a Belle. Apache Belle Gold, line 31. Performed at the Super Bowl years ago when Dallas won against Denver. Look that up, guys. Anyway, drill teams are huge here. Huge. Kind of like moms at homecoming. Anyway, marching bands go with football. Half times. You got to have, and when I say drill team, I'm thinking some of the people that don't live in this area are thinking flag girls on a band, and that's not what I'm talking about. On my YouTube channel, this one that you're watching, one of my first videos is of formal announcements of the Apache Bells, and it shows they're announcing who their new members to the new line are, and then who the officers are going to be, and then they would perform the high kick routine for that year. It's always different, and I taped that, so you'll get some idea. I love a high kick. I could high kick over my head. That's one thing I was good at. It's not a skill that's transferable as an adult, but maybe a yoga teacher, but anyway, marching band was out there practicing, and I'm like, I think they are trying to stand 6 feet apart, but they're still out there doing it. Bravo. Kudos. Listening to 2 teachers last night talking about the challenges here in Texas about teaching virtually, and then, all of a sudden with this pandemic, and then going from finally figuring out how to do virtually. All the teachers have to return, I think, on Monday. No, Monday, a week from, it's going to be October 5th, because that could be the due date. But they may have to go a week earlier, so I think it is this Monday. And they were talking how they're going to have to teach. Teachers don't have an option unless probably they have a health condition. They've got to teach both virtual and in class, so that's a challenge. This is stretching everybody's skills. It's the teachers that have been there forever and in their zone, just every year just doing the same old thing. 2020 is not a thing of rely on what you've always done. It's things that are brand new to us all, and we're all adapting. So something else flooded through my head, and I just went right back out the other end. So I'll remember it eventually, and I'll come back at you. But I better get in, go pick up the prescription, do a run through of the freezer section, and Diet Coke, of course. I need my lemonade ice drink, which is 0 calories or 5 calories. And I like to top it off with a little full strength cranberry. I have tried to get into the iced coffee mode again. And one thing I did buy, Cricket, I bought that hyper chiller, and it does work. The thing is pretty darn amazing. It's like a big old contraption, but you undo the lid, and then you put water in it, and then there's the cylinder where when you pour from the top, it's where your coffee goes in, or whatever you chillin', and then there's another inner core that you fill, so it's getting chilled from the inside and the outside, and it's in like a minute. It works. One thing I've determined is I don't like Starbucks pumpkin spice. I know that's controversial. I'll just say it. That's a platform. I'm just not a pumpkin spice girl. I like a pumpkin pie or pumpkin ice cream, but not pumpkin coffee. And I had double chocolate, I think it's Target brand, and toasted hazelnut. And I doctor it up with some fat-free cocoa or chocolate milk or hot chocolate, that's what we call it. And I'm gonna flip that thing. The sports, Yahoo Sports is letting me know something's going on. Cool Whip, Splenda, hot cocoa. So, you know, we're not talking just your normal black coffee. And I like that there's so much that I have to put into it to make it tasty to me. And then I just find my heart racing after I have it. And it's like, you know, I have high blood pressure, so I don't know that that's too good. So I think it's going to have to be really chilly days for me to be craving a coffee. And I've already gotten a taker of the pumpkin spice. Robin likes pumpkin spice. Now, Carlos made me a good one the other day, but maybe it's just Starbucks coffee is just too darn strong for me and my delicate palate. Anyway, I'm just rambling on about much of nothing. I have not sewn anything. I need to do something creatively. Get my watercolors out. I did watch one of my favorite YouTubers that is a watercolorist. She does tutorials, and she went to Tuscany. She took her children, and I sure enjoy it. She makes different palettes. She lives in, I think, Germany or Austria. And so the paints, she does love Daniel Smith. I love me some Daniel Smith paints. Best in the world, in my uneducated opinion. They just are granulated. They are just so, they just sing on the page is all I can say. Anyway, she did a great little travel journal, which she said is not her strength. And she did, I love the swatches on the side of it. And she started using some like pearlescent paint and mixing it with some of her favorite Daniel Smith. So of course it makes me want these pearly paints, but so far I've held off, guys. I'm trying to be better. But I have a lot of paints I need to get out and put them in sets and just sit there and swatch. I can just make palette swatches and be a little happy girl. So that's what I need to do. I need to get to my happy place. So hope y'all are well. Hope your family is well. Hope your friends are well. Be kind when you can. Most of the time it's the best choice. So take care and peace out.